Hey everybody, I wanted to shoot this video for week 4. Looks like we're over the halfway point and there's the end in sight. I wanted to go over a few things with you guys though. Uh, Starting off here on the homework grid for week 4, I notice it mirrors pretty much every week prior. 2 assignments, 2 homework deliverables, and then a week 4 quiz. Uh, the college is saying that it should take each student about 20 hours to complete the readings, do the lessons, the assignments, the homework, the quiz, and participate in the discussion forum. Um, all the deliverables are due June 21st. That's Sunday night at midnight Alaska Standard Time. This week we are studying Chapter 16, which is dealing with the cash flow statement. The cash flow statement is basically the statement that shows all the cash receipts and the cash payments that a company or entity makes during the reporting period. This little picture here on page 663 really does a good job of showing the types of cash inflows that a company would encounter and the cash outflows that would happen during a reporting period as well. So be sure to give that some attention as you're doing your reading. Actually, there's 3 of these pictures here. The first one that we first looked at was for operating activities. The second one is going to be for investing activities. And the third one is for financing activities, which is down below there. And as the week goes on and as you complete your readings, you'll find that you're analyzing transactions more based on along those 3 different categories. Here on page 665, we get our first glimpse at a cash flow statement, and it follows that format that we saw above, where first we look at the cash flows from operating activities, next the investment activities, and finally the financing activities. Exhibit 16-7 here on page 665 really does a good job of showing you how showing you the steps rather of preparing a cash flow statement. Step number 1 being compute the net increase or decrease in cash. Step 2, compute the net cash from operating activities. Number 3 would be to compute the net cash from investing activities, followed by step 4, net cash flow from financing, and then finally proving that balance that you come up with the cash ending balance that it would be on the GL. Starting here on the bottom of 667 and into 668, we start learning about the different formats of a cash flow statement, starting with the direct method and then the indirect method. The indirect method is the form that you'll want to pay the closest attention to. It's the most widely used, and it'd be what you'd want to use if you were in the profession. I sort of liken it to the cash method versus the accrual method, whereas cash method may be an more easier to grasp concept, but the accrual method would be what you would use in the profession. Same thing here with the direct and the indirect methods for the cash flow statement. Indirect being the one that you'll want to pay attention to. Here on 669, they get into an actual indirect uh, cash flow statement. And basically, you're starting with net income and then working through the adjustments that you would make to reconcile that net income to the net cash provided by operating activities. Further down here on 669, they start listing some of the reconciling items that you would either add or subtract from that net income uh, that typically don't affect cash. to get you back to that ending cash number, which would include, things like depreciation on fixed assets, a loss on a plan asset, such as say a machine that you took a loss on, it wasn't fully depreciated. Oh, further down, they get into gains on retirement of debt and a few others. So be sure to give these a good read. Typically, the gain or loss on fixed assets and then the depreciation would be the ones you'd want to concern yourself with. From those reconciling items, then the next thing you'll do is calculate changes in current assets and current liabilities to get you back to that ending cash number. And they get into some of that here, basically how to recreate that. But it's really the difference between last year's numbers and this year's numbers that you would either add or subtract depending on the item. Decreases in current assets are added back, increases in current assets are subtracted, increases in current liabilities are added to net income, and then, as you can probably see, decreases in current liabilities are subtracted. Those adjustments we just talked about were to get you back to cash flows from operating activities. Later on, they get into the cash flow from investing activities, which is going to center around non-current assets and non-current liabilities. And finally, cash flows from financing will center around non-current liabilities. Okay, so we've kind of looked at the readings, and I want you guys to really give that reading a good portion of your attention. I'm jumping ahead to assignment 1. And basically, assignment 1's asking you to take Golden Corporation's financials and several variables that they give you within the text of the problem here, and they're asking you to develop and put together a statement of cash flows for this company for this year end of December 31, 2015. And basically, you'll start with the cash flows from operating activities. Then you'll go through the investment activities and finally the financing activities, to basically calculate the net increase in cash for the year and add that to the beginning cash, and which leaves you at the ending cash for the year, which should match the GL number up here at the top of the balance sheet. So it's pretty straightforward. There's a couple curveballs in there. So while you're doing your assignments this week, and if you have any issues, feel free to reach out to me on that. I'll be happy to help as much as I can. Assignment 2, which you'll complete on your own and submit in Moodle Room itself, is actually problem 16-3A out of the textbook. It's very similar to, in a lot of ways, to assignment 1, where you're taking these variables given the financials of the company. This company is called Fortin Company, and you are putting together, based on those financials and the variables that they give you, a indirect cash flow. You'll actually do this in Excel, hopefully, and then there's an analysis part for part 2. Very similar to assignment 1. Again, if you have any questions on this or if you get stuck along the way, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help. Finally, here is the week 4 homework 2. I want to also draw your attention to. It's a scenario that they give you, and you're to write a 3 to 5 paragraph report / essay on the scenario, and kind of just take the information that they give you and give some scenarios on how this person, Kate Murphy, may improve her cash flows from operations, and then comment on the ethics and possible consequences for this business owner to pursue the actions that you're basically suggesting for her. Be sure to do this. If you have any questions on this, again, I'm more than happy to help. So please reach out to me on that. Pretty easy assignment. Just take your time with it and be creative more than anything else. So that's really all I've got for now. Have a good week. Look forward to seeing each of you in the discussion forum. And again, please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or issues as we go along through the week. I'm more than happy to assist you and give you hints for the assignments as well. Otherwise, again, look forward to seeing you in the discussion forum and have a good week.